Har.
And if you're wondering for the audience why I'm recording this stuff, streaming this, because my gaming computer decided to go fuck you and not work today. And I know that the problem is I have to unplug it, but I'm not going to do that at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's that boss me.
Fifth day of Uktar. Okay.
Yep. Is towards the it's about like 8 or so o'clock at night on Uktar.
AM or PM?
Yeah.
That is late evening.
Ah, okay, I didn't hear you say late evening. I just heard 8 o'clock.
And get that started.
Land.
We finally made it, boys. Land ho.
The
Oh yeah.
Dogmaster meets you at the docks and goes, "Ahoy there, Captain! You're coming in a bit late, aren't you?"
It's been a long journey. Sorry about that.
You just happen to be lucky there. You happen to be looking out to see your ship come in.
Anyway.
So we'll go ahead and we'll waive this evening's, but you're going to have to pay for the remainder of the days of however long you're going to be here.
So in that case, my first mate will pay for 11 days.
As you say that, you notice that the Duchess appears next to you, and she goes, "That will not be necessary, dear Captain. Good evening, Dockmaster." And he goes, "What's that?" And he raises the lantern up because it's dark. He's human. He can't see her. And when he gets the lantern light more shined on her, he goes, "Duchess Casimir, I did not know you had returned back to the city. I presume this vessel belongs to you?" And she goes, "No, but they are guests of mine. I will go ahead and forward all of their docking fees to my accounts. I will take care of it." And he goes, "As you wish, Your Grace, I will forward the bill to your accountants."
For her, that's got to be chump change.
Do what?
For her, that's got to be chump change.
Oh.
I mean, she's very rich.
Calling it chump change is being like generous. It's probably less than that.
As a reminder, let me find her. As I have it on her. As there's a note on her thing here. Where is it? She owns multiple minting facilities, custom houses, banks, and exchanges, and heavily involved in the trade coinage exports out of Baldur's Gate. So yeah, she makes a lot of goddamn money.
He's a goddamn wolf of Wall Street.
She's been around for a very long time and has had more than enough time to accumulate a large amount of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And she further continues on with the Dogmaster and goes, "Also, I have a letter I wish for you to have sent to my household butler." And he goes, "Of course, my lady." And he walks up just high enough of the gangplank to receive it from her, and she hands her a letter. Or hands him a letter, and he goes, "I will have it delivered upon the morning." when I have someone that will actually take it, because all of my couriers are gone for the evening. And she goes, understandable. Just see that the letter is delivered before next sundown. And he goes, of course. Is there anything else I can do for you, Your Grace? And she goes, I am satisfied. Are you satisfied, Captain?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
Most excellent. You have a good evening, Doctor Master. You as well, Your Grace. And he leaves.
Why am I imagining like speed walking? Speed walking respectfully.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know, because he just walks away normally.
Thank you again for covering this up.
The Duchess turns to you and goes, I sent a letter. I have sent a letter ahead to my butler, Randall, and he will arrive with a carriage by tomorrow evening. Upon which, dear Captain, I would wish to invite you to visit my home, where I would be most honored to allow you to stay during your time here in Baldur's Gate. Upon which we can also discuss the terms of your pay, or I may deliver to you the pay that you are owed, as well as determine, as well as also to discuss further business that we may be able to conduct in the future.
I'll be staying here for, like I said, about 10 days. Most of it's for Shirley, but I'll be more than happy to be in that carriage tomorrow morning. Sorry, tomorrow evening.
Also, the invitation is also can be extended to your senior
I about to
officers
say,
if they so wish to also join.
yeah, I was about to say, as long as my first mate and my field doctor can join me as well.
Yes, they are welcome to They are welcome to come with us to my home, and I would love to have you over for dinner.
Very well.
Excellent. Now, I will bid you a good evening. I'm sure many of you are very tired. I will hang out for a while before the sun rises.
Yes, I'm about to go and say one thing, my crew. Crew, short, shortly for a week. Don't do anything stupid because I can't bail you out. Enjoy your week of it. Enjoy your week of it. Enjoy your week. The the first mate will pay you as when you leave the ship.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm telling the truth. Even I'm not invincible.
Yeah. Well, Captain.
Now, I assume you're not going to give everyone shore leave all at the same time. You're going to come up with some kind of like quotation of like who has shore leave, when, and so forth.
Yeah, obviously Drusilla's going to come up with like watch things to make sure that no one leaves the ship all at once.
Yeah, Vola will take care of that as the quartermaster. She's essentially your HR, so she'll handle all of that. I was just asking for clarification to ensure that that was in fact the case, so that some people do actually like come back to the ship and essentially come back to work to keep the day-to-day maintenance, even when it's in port, the day-to-day maintenance under control.
And tomorrow, what? Well, ah, it's 8. It's still fine. I could get some lazy in the night, but other than that, tomorrow probably should install those cans and see how much seeing how much fireproof or fire resistant. See how much it is to fireproof slash fire resistant ship.
But unless
Because
there's anything else anyone wishes to do this evening, I believe we can go ahead and advance the time.
At least nothing for the first evening I can think of. Quick question, Shendon.
Yes.
Does either Daniel or Jimpan know prestidigitation?
I do not recall.
Well, because I just had a thought. Lord knows when's the last time we wore fancy clothing. We probably want to get those washed if we're going to be in the presence of the Duchess.
I mean, you can take them to a dry cleaner in the morning.
Okay. So that'd be...
Or a yield equivalent of such.
yeah, just take it to or fancy scene.
As for presentation, I would assume at least one of them would. Let me see here. Let's see. Daniel has it listed on his sheet, and so does Jim Pan. So they're both of their sheets have it listed on there, so they both have it.
Ah, good. We can get free dry cleaning. Assuming prestidigitation works the way I think it does.
I mean, you can always read the spell description. It's up to you.
Right, grabbing my PHB.
But yes, it is capable of cleaning things, and you can also just clean them the normal way. That's also an option. You have plenty of soap and water on hand. But evening passes. And the sun rises.
Yay!
Alright. Enjoy your show.
The sixth day of Uktar.
Going out to the shipyard, like, how much is it to fireproof or fire resistant ship?
What now?
How much is it to was it fireproof or fire resistant? I know it's two different.
All right, you're looking for like fireproofing ship upgrades. Let me see here. Let me find them.
Hey, we're in a major city with connection to the ocean, so at the very least, they'd have some good stuff.
Oh yeah, you can easily get all kinds of different ship customizations here. Baldur's Gate's a huge metropolis. It's got a lot of different types of. It has a multitude of different types of merchants ranging across multiple spectrums, and has very low trade issues. Insofar as what would be illegal, some places is not illegal here. So it has what's the word I'm looking for? Minimal governmental interference of trade, I believe, is the best way I can put it.
Yeah, I think he said that this place was like a plutarchy or plutocracy.
It is a.
Hey, Jim.
Hello. It is according to the wiki, a plutocracy.
All right, I was right on the first one. It's a kleptocracy then. Okay, so Kleptarchic would basically be like the Swiss bank of rule. Got it.
If you say so. I don't know what that is immediately off the top of my head.
Basically, rulers secretly transfer public fundings into hidden personal numbered bank accounts in foreign countries to provide for themselves if removed from power. Sounds a lot like a Swiss bank to me.
Since this famous tax revolt, Baldur's Gate was ruled by 4 Grand Dukes whose membership composed the Council of 4. They were elected by the citizens to serve for life or until they wished to retire. The council served as a member of the Lord's Alliance, which included Waterdeep and Silvering Moon, among other nation-states. After an attempted coup by former Grand Duke Valakin, Baldur's Gate government underwent a major restructure, and the newly created Baldurian Parliament elected the dukes. For a time, the city was ruled by Grand Duke Porter at the behest of Parliament. This changed again, however, sometime before 1479 DR. The Council of 4 was reinstated. They were still aided by the Parliament of Peers, who continued to serve as the electors, as well as a legislative body. These 50 or so influential Baldurians met to discuss city matters and made recommendations to the council. The Council of 4 were served by 5 deputies, city officials that oversaw the subordinate bureaucrats and maintained the daily needs of Baldur's Gate. Their titles and responsibilities were as followed: Harbor Master, High Constable, and Master of Walls, the Master of Drains and Underways, Master of Cobbles, and Purse Master. The Harbor Master obviously managed operations of the Great Harbor, assigned tariffs and taxes on imported goods, and maintained the records of all goods shipped in and out of the city. High Constable and Master of the Walls was the Castellan of the Watch Citadel, so essentially the guy in charge, the high commander of the fucking Watch. Master of Drains and Underways maintained operations of the city drains, sewers, waterways, and aqueducts, public works. Master of Cobbles oversaw construction and maintenance of all city roads, bridges, and non-water related stone infrastructure. So again, another subcategory of public works. One did all the water, the other guy did the non-water stuff. The Purse Master collected taxes, invested city funds, directed payment to city officials, oversaw the bailiff of the wide. So essentially, the economic guy.
I also know Jim Payne know, like, First Lake Reform, and make sure your finest clothes this evening. The Duchess invites us all to her mansion. Well, the High Wing officer.
Gosh, why do you think I'm getting my? Why do you think I have gonna try and find best possible cleaners for my clothing? They're made by Faye.
As long as the cleaners is coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Let's see. As for trade and economy, the Great Harbor of Baldur's Gate, one of the largest, busiest, and most popular ports of call found on the western coast of Faerun, handling a wide variety of cargoes that rivaled even the sprawling ports of Kalamshin. Due to the fact trade was not tied to any individual's moral alignment, anyone conducting business in a non-harmful manner was welcome to trade in the city. By virtue of this tolerant outlook, Baldur's Gate had become the greatest center of trade along the entire Sword Coast in the 15th century, outcompeting both Waterdeep and Amn. For years, Baldur's Gate minted its own silver trade bars, the most common variety of which was the 1 pound bar worth 5 gold. More importantly, the city also set the value for this form of currency and regulated its use in trade. Baldur's Gate sponsored nearly 90 professional guilds, from seafarers and financiers from the upper city to lore masters, brewmasters, metal workers, and nearly every skilled tradesperson in between. While the honest and once powerful mercantile guild known as the Merchants League previously dominated trade in the city, it was banned by the Council of 4 and forced to operate in secret. Similarly, the secretive collective of noble merchants known as the Knights of the Shield operated in none of that part matters. The part was a trades event. Nope, that part doesn't matter. You guys don't need to know that. It's not relevant to you. And yeah. So yeah, you can pretty much find nearly anything you could possibly need in Baldur's Gate.
Mm-hmm.
So, if there's anything you guys wish to do or wish to acquire, let me know.
What I plan on doing is first bringing my Fey clothing to the dry cleaning equivalency of what they have here, at least the best rated one. As I realize I say that, there's no such thing as Yelp.
Huh.
And as it's being cleaned, I'm going to try and look for another bookstore to try and learn another language.
Easily found.
You could just borrow my Elven book.
Oh, I was going to buy a book so that you can also learn from it as well. After I'm done learning Elven.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, it's your money.
Weird.
Yep. So I'm going to look for a book on Dwarven.
Like,
Okie dokies.
I'm going to shop for explosive ammo because fuck you, that's why.
So, Kiri, Dr. Ice is looking for a bookstore to sell a Dwarven for Dummies book. Easily found. I'll say it'll charge you 2 gold for the book.
Okay. There we go.
And then, as previous downtime rules for the last language you learned apply for this one. So
yep, 41
I'll
days.
Keep track of that.
I know exactly how many days I need.
Ish. Captain Torg, you said you were doing something. What was it?
Explosives ammo for my gun.
You're looking for explosive ammo, or you're looking for bullets? There's a slight difference.
Bullets that can explode.
Okay, so you want a bolt. Got it.
Let's see. Bullets that explode. I don't know if that is an item or purchase. Let me see.
Well, if that doesn't exist, I'll just buy some regular bullets. Or magic bullets. If that's possible.
Let's see.
I guess with the book, I'll head back to the ship. And I'll borrow the captain's book on Elven and place the book on Dwarven down. And just read until we head out for the evening.
Yeah. I mean, you guys got a shit ton of money, and I know there's been things you guys were wanting to purchase for a while. Is the book the only thing you're going to buy?
I haven't been divvied my pay.
Well, I don't know what your pay is. That's for you guys to handle. You guys know. You guys have the information on who gets paid what, and you should have received it before you left. So everybody gets paid now.
Other than that, see if I can find. Other than the bullets, see if I can find any stronger armor for barbarians, other than the ones I have. And magic device. And magic device, just in case.
Here it is. I found it. Bullets are 3 gold for a bulk of 10.
Alright, game 6 gold then.
And then for gunpowder, you can get gunpowder. See, it's 35 gold for a powdered horn, which is like 2 pounds worth, and then 250 gold for a keg, which is like 20 pounds.
I think we have enough cake, so I'll just get power.
Okay. Yeah, I was just giving you the information. For just like a powdered horn that's like 2 pounds worth of gunpowder, it's 35 gold, and then it's 3 gold for 10 bullets.
Now, since I'm the frontline fighter,
So you can spend however much you want to get however much you need.
alright, any stronger armor for my barbarians I can buy?
As a barbarian, you don't typically wear armor, but I believe you do have some magical armor that you wear. If I'm not mistaken, it is. Let me see. Friggin' armor. Let's see. Well, Jenna is +1 hide armor as a shape changer. The shape changer can maintain the armor bonus regardless of the form they change into. If the form is not able to be.
Alright.
If the form is not able to wear armor due to the anatomy of the form, then the armor is absorbed into the new form. Armor bonus is still maintained.
Alright, so I shouldn't fuck with that armor. I don't, and can't think of any rings or metal devices I should have right
Now, that being said, when you are wearing the armor, you don't get your unarmored bonus. So if you were to ever increase your dexterity and constitution up high enough, then you would no longer need to wear armor. Because eventually you could, in theory, increase your dex and constitution because you add both of those to your armor class over time, could exceed what bonus you could possibly acquire from wearing armor. But as it stands, I believe when you're not wearing armor, your armor class, let's see, according to your stats, so you have 14 in both dex and con, would be a 14 armor class with the armor on +1 hide.
now. Yeah, I think my armor is 15.
You're going to show me what I want to see, you bastard. There it is, hide armor +1. Let's see. Hide armor generally is a AC of 12. Medium armor, so you can add up to +2 dex. It's +1 hide armor, so it's 13 plus your 2 dex, which is 15 total. So yeah. The hide armor is providing you just one, is getting you just one more point of armor class than what you would get without it. And then, of course, you get an additional +1 armor whenever you transform into a werewolf.
So literally that means the second one that even my dex or what you call goes up, I can just give the armor.
That's what I was thinking of looking for as well. I +1, assuming I can afford it.
Which, or I could shop for a ring that increases my dex and passes off right away.
You could always find yourself an amulet of health, which would give you a boost to your con, which would give you more health and armor class as a barbarian. Or you could take Kiri's.
Where can
Just
I
go
buy
beat
that?
Kiri up and like bully him out of it and just take it from him and be like, it's mine now.
And you have to sleep sometime.
Oh boy, what? Oh boy, I'm just gonna buy it. You can't help them.
But amulet health would give you a huge boost to both your hit points as well as your armor class, because as a barbarian, more con equals more armor.
Yeah, where's the master shop so I can buy that, because I'm not gonna have my medic go down because I took the him alive.
Yeah, that is not something you want to.
Let's see. You can easily find a magic shop that will sell anything common and uncommon. But what is the rarity of an amulet of health? Let us see. Amulet of Health is a rare item.
God damn it.
However, where's that book? Because you have a patron here in the city, namely a noble, you can use some of her connections, I believe, according to the patron rules in here. Let's see. That's an academy. That's an ancient being. That's a criminal syndicate. It's a guild. Guild. Military force. Religious order. Sovereign. I believe it's aristocrat. Here it is. Let's see. The aristocrat, as your group's patron, you gain the following perks: expenses. Your patron reimburses you for extraordinary expenses incurred as part of your work. You are required to account for your expenses and must explain any extraordinary expenditures, but routine travel, ordinary equipment, and basic services don't draw a second glance. The immunity. As long as you remain in the aristocrat's good graces, you are nearly immune to prosecution under the laws within the aristocrat's sphere of influence. When you are carrying out your orders, you have a great deal of leeway in how you choose to go about that, and the law isn't an obstacle. Committing serious crimes, especially if they are unrelated or unnecessary for the assigned work, is a sure way to fall out of your patron's good graces, however. And let's see, luxury. Your patron deigns to host you at their home or in other luxurious accommodations for a brief period of time as a reward for a job well done, such a stay typically lasts for no longer than 2 weeks per year, during which you maintain an aristocratic lifestyle for no cost. You must defend the locale if necessary, but you're largely afforded time to relax as you please. However, poor or outright destructive guests rarely receive invitations to stay again, so don't be a bad guest. See, salary, your employer under an aristocratic patron. Your employment under an aristocratic patron is an income of 1 gold per day, or enough to maintain a modest lifestyle. At the beginner's discretion, your salary increases or decreases depending on the aristocrat's nature, type of work, and the length of your employment. There's some other stuff in here, wasn't there? That's all about you working for her. Technically, you don't work for her yet, but she is paying for your docking fees, and that right there. Okay. Your patron, and friendly neighborhood vampire duchess, can provide you information on places that you could probably get slightly better magic gear, but they're those kind of places where it's like you got to know the right people and got good connections. So she can easily recommend you to a few places.
All right, well,
Then send you with like a letter of recommendation or a letter of introduction.
I'll
And it was,
know what, I'll do that then.
yeah.
You like knock on her coffin real quick and ask her a couple questions, and she has you like hand her a paper, and she like writes out some things, folds it up, puts a seal on it, hands it to you, goes back to sleep.
Sorry, but anyway, I'll look into what shop she recommends for higher ranked magic gear.
Let's see. Amulet of Health is the item you were looking for. That is a rare item. Let's see what the price ranges of a rare item is.
Yeah, because high +1 would also be rare. Trying to look up.
That is a 501 to 5,000 gold item.
Yeah,
So, Amulet of Health. So let me just look at that real quick. Let's start with you, dear Ty. Before I change some ambience here, since we're deeper into town. He goes, why, yes, sir, I do, in fact, have some lovely magical items that I can sell you, especially at the behest of Her Grace, the Duchess. That, of course, there just means you get to buy from my more preferred stock. It does not give you any discount, nor does it give you any freebies.
I expected that as much.
We're looking for an Amulet of Health. Well, I just so happen to have one right here. But now, let's get down to the brass tacks. Let's talk price, good sir. Normally, something like this could go as high as 5,000 gold. But because I like you there, sir, I'll sell it to you for 4,000 gold.
4,000
As my
gold.
starting bid.
4,000 gold is a pretty good price, but let's say 3,500 gold?
3,500 gold. An interesting bargain. Roll me a diplomacy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Diplomacy. Find it.
Sorry, did I say diplomacy? I meant persuasion.
Oh.
Diplomacy is what it used to be called.
Yeah, I actually was looking at her going,
Yeah,
wait a minute,
like,
what the hell is that?
Right. Diplomacy is from 3rd edition. It's what persuasion used to be.
Crap. I should persuasion roll. 17's not that bad, though.
Good. He thinks on it, he goes, very well. Deal, good sir, for 3,500 gold.
I hand the gold in his hand.
He delivers you the Amulet of Health, which I believe we already have a handout for it. Show to players. Requires attunement. Constitution score is 19 while you wear the amulet. It has no effect on you if your constitution score is already 19 or higher.
Okay, well, that's
Which means when you put that on, I assume you'll take the armor off since you won't need the armor anymore because this will increase your armor class fairly decently.
Yeah.
So let's find your sheet real quick. We can make some adjustments here. When you take off the armor, put you down at a 14, although the game for some reason likes to forget, or sorry, the sheet here likes to forget that it's a 14 because you're adding con thanks to unarmored defense. Let's see. While you're not wearing armor, your armor class equals 10 plus Dex plus your Constitution modifier. You can use a shield and still gain this benefit, but you cannot wear armor and gain this benefit. So that would put your thing at who's it? We go ahead and add amulet. It's too many M's. Amulet of Health onto your inventory, which jacks your Constitution from a 14 to a 19. Do make sure you don't forget what your Constitution is without the amulet. Then I'm going to write that down right here. In case you should ever take the amulet off, or rather deattune to it, or not use it anymore, your Constitution will go back down to what it was before.
which I believe was a 14.
Yes. I made sure to write it down next to the Amulet of Health item on your character sheet in your inventory. That boosts your armor class from 14 up to more to a 16. So now you're clocking at a 16 with just the amulet, and then when you transform, it'll go up to a 17. This also gives you an extra +2 hit points per level. So you gain an extra 26 hit points now that your constitution is a 19.
So 26 hit points, 26 plus 9. And my
So you're at 137.
I got 135.
Yeah.
Oh, 35. Okay.
Just make that adjustment right there. Skadoosh. Skadoo.
So now the official rank of the crew.
So my standard plus magic weapon. When you attack a creature with this magic weapon, nope, it doesn't give any attunement bonus. Enhancement bonus. Okay. Why is that? That's 10. That's +1. Wait. We're going over some of your stuff that we haven't checked in a while to make sure that everything's all up to date, and I'm trying to figure out what your attack bonus is to make sure everything looks good. I feel like there's something wrong here. Let's see, because your proficiency bonus did go up. Yeah, so your attacks would be strength plus proficiency, so it should be a +9 to attack, and yet that's +10. Why is it +10?
The sword, maybe?
I just checked to make sure, and it doesn't say that the Sword of Life Stealing doesn't say it has a +1 enhancement. When you attack a creature with this magic weapon and roll a 20 on the attack roll, the target takes blah blah blah. As you gain temporary hit points equal to the extra damage dealt. It's no enhancement bonus. Let's see. It's when you're raging. Rage, one-handed sword of life stealing, strength plus proficiency. I see we have a magic bonus in here for some reason. That's weird. I shouldn't be there. Go ahead and fix that. Make sure this is all good. Crits for that would be a 48, though. Of course, this would be assuming that you only get. Wait, hold on, look. Yeah. It's rage. What's your rage bonus now? I think the rage bonus damage went up at some point. In level 13 now. Yeah, it's +3 damage. Cool. That's there for a second. Okay. There's no secondary. No, yes, there is. A6, blah, 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 that's raging. Okay. This is one-handed when you're not raging. Make that 48 because of your brutal critical increase. Everything else looks good. This is when you are two-handing it. 4010, no magic bonus, good. Strength, proficiency for attack, damage, plus strength, good. This is two-handed and raging, which gives you the extra +3 damage. Gotta fix that crit. So it's 4d10 instead of 3d10 because you're critical that you increase this level. And good. And let's make sure your Tusker all good. Okay. Tusk do 2d6 plus your strength. When you crit, thanks to brutal critical, it's an extra 2 from the crit plus 1 from orc plus another 2 from your brutal critical and extra dice. So it should be an extra 5d6 when you crit with that. And fix that. Fix it on the non-rage version. Charge is the same. Okay. Everything should be good now. These, however, don't do anything to change your macros. So we'll have to deal with that. Or you can take care of that while I work on other stuff. All right. You got your amulet of health. You have more hit points, more armor class. Hooray, hurrah. Kiri, you said you wanted to buy something.
I +1.
You wanted to do what now?
See about getting hide armor +1.
You want magic hide armor. Let's see. See, armor light, medium, or heavy, rare, very rare, or legendary. It's +1, +2, +3. Rare. We'll start the bid at 4,000 gold.
4,000?
Yes. It's a rare item. It can go all the way up as high as 5,000.
Well, I'm not raising that.
Are swimming in money.
Let's see.
You can borrow the ship, you just gotta give it back. You just gotta give it back.
Yeah. Okay. I raise like that tennis paddle or whatever they call those things you see in auctions.
Say what now?
Alright, I put a bid in for 4,000.
Well, like what I mean is like he's setting the price at 4,000. You can try to negotiate.
Oh, I misheard you. I thought you said like this is like an auction, like you're starting the bid at that.
No, like it's a store, and the store accepts haggles. You can haggle. I like making my players haggle. It's funny.
Okay. Quality. What version? There's something on the pricey side. How about we go at 3,600?
3,600. Roll persuasion. Not to be confused with diplomacy.
$11.
He goes. 3,800.
$37.
Persuasion.
Oh Jesus!
You replace with 3,800.
I hand over 3,800 gold.
Thank you for your business, dear sir. And here is your armor.
Okay. And subtract that. Okay. Brings me down to that. Alrighty. My +1. And an extra
Normal class now.
17.
Hooray.
I mean, the best way to avoid damage is just not getting hit.
That is true.
Where's my hide armor in this?
The rogue's method then.
Yeah,
You don't have to worry about getting. You don't have to worry about damage. You don't get it.
Yep. Also, if you can just stay out of the way of out of range of their attacks.
Like you have like so many of these little like side trackers on your sheet, and I find it kind of hilarious that some of them are things that are already tracked on your sheet, such as exhaustion and death save failures. Were you aware those were already tracked on your sheet?
Oh, I knew the success and death saves. Not sure where exhaustion is.
It's directly below your hit dice.
Jim Pan asked, "When was the last day?"
Days was
16th of Marpenoth.
6th. Or
yeah, that little thing will tell you what happens when you hit certain levels of it, and then of course you have your death saves, which also, funny enough, you also click the word death save, it just rolls one for you. And then you can put little bubble dots on whether you succeed or fail, and can track them that way.
Yep.
This is something funny. When I pulled up your sheet to look at something, I saw that. I was like, I wonder if he's aware he could track that on the sheet. He doesn't need a separate little thing on the side.
I'll turn that box into something else.
I mean, you do whatever you want with your fucking sheet. It's your sheet. I was just pointing it out. Notice your initiative is wrong. It must have happened when you leveled up. Let's see what's your intelligence. 3.17. All right, fix that. Nope, not that. Oh, there. There. For some reason, there's no way to just tell it to just track to intelligence. It always wants to try it. It always wants to default to Dex, and I can't get it to not default to Dex.
Yeah, and I've checked like the configuration page and don't really see something to tie initiative to that.
I know. I do it. I changed the initiative in the attributes and abilities.
Okay, so maybe something on your end that I just can't see.
No, it's at the very top where it says character sheet, bio and info, attributes and abilities. I just go to attributes and abilities. Not the tabs underneath your name, the tabs at the very top of the sheet above your name. No, the ones above the name. I'm watching you flip between your tabs. Those are the wrong tabs. The tabs all the way at the very top above your name.
There we go. You were having fun watching that, wondering, when is he going to
see you switch between core bio and spells and not character sheet, bio and info, and attributes and abilities, which is where I was telling you to go. And it's just like, he's not listening. I must reach the internet and slap him.
Yeah, I feel like that was probably the equivalency of like trying to figure out where your sunglasses are, only to feel your head up and go, oh, that's where they are.
Yeah, they've been there the whole time. Anyway, Ty got health. Kiri got +1 magic hide arm. Is there anything else anyone wishes to purchase?
Jim Pan is trying to pay the crew. But I believe we've been on the sea for a month and a half, if I remember.
Like I said, you guys left on the 16th day of Marpenoth. I already have it tracked. Like you already know the exact date you guys last paid.
Yeah. How many days is that?
Well, that's what we got this calendar for.
I believe it was the 6th or I believe it was the 4th or 5th, since I just had my
19.
Calendar of Harpetos defines the year for most of the Faerun. It defines 365-day year divided into 12 months of 30 days, or 3 10 days each. And then if you look at the little image, Marpenna is right there. So there's no special holiday between Marpenna and Uktar, so you don't have to worry about adding any other extra day. After that, it's so it was on the 16th was when you left, so that would be 14 days of Marpenna plus the last 5 days of Uktar. So that would be 19 days or 20 days if you want to count the 6th as well. So it's either 19 or 20, depending on how you want to count it.
I say 20 days.
Okay. Math.
Our most hated
Then,
enemy.
this handout is the amount that you guys dictated to me how much you were paying your crew, which I don't know if you've changed it since then. This is just what the handout says. So, pay your crew as you see fit. You don't have to abide the handout. That's just what you guys told me you were paying them. I wrote it down.
And
I don't know.
and does Jimpan want? And does the first mate want to buy anything before the evening?
Yeah, any other magical items or ship upgrades you guys want? Oh, speaking of which, I was looking for a ship upgrade that we got distracted from. Let me find that for you.
I think it was like fireproofing.
Yeah, so you guys wanted to know about fireproofing. Fireproofing, here it is. Let's see. Fireproofed surface is considered non-flammable for the sake of catching on fire. Fireproofing does not make the surface resistant to fire damage. Further upgrades may add fire resistance. Let's see. Here we are. Prices are, if you want to get your deck done, it's 2,000 gold. The hull is 2,000 gold, and the masts themselves are also 1,500.
Does it mention sales or rigging?
Mast would be the sales, I assume. Actually, no. Hold on.
Yeah, because usually with stuff like that, they tend to more.
Okay, here's the way it works: is that because sails and rigging are covered in tar and oil and other things like that, there's no way to make them fireproof.
And they kind of need
that. It's going to be flammable whether you like it or not.
And they kind of need to be covered in that stuff to function properly.
It's not to function properly; it's to make them last. Otherwise, the salty sea air will cause them to crack and fray, and wear it out more quickly. It's the tar and the oils is preservation.
Either way, I'm pretty sure we have more than 5.5 gold enough for the upgrade.
But let's see. Yeah, but you can get your deck done, you can get your hull done, and you can get your mast done, which makes it not flammable for catching fire. So you don't have to worry about your deck catching fire. And then further upgrades, it says may add fire resistance, but it doesn't give me a price for that. Let me see here. I'll just rule that if you pay the same price again that you pay for fireproofing, we can add fire resistance to it. So if you want to get all of your ship set with fireproofing,
We need 1,100 gold.
see, 2,000, 2,000, 1,500, that's 5,500 gold. If you get another 5,500 gold on top of that, then it can be fire resistance.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah. I'm just looking at the Stormbreaker officer. Yeah, we have more than 50. We have more than level up. We have more than that. We have more than 11,000
I would hope so, given all the money I've thrown at you guys. Because if you recall, you guys kept separate your personal money and your
Ship money.
ship's treasury funding for
Yeah.
various things such as upgrading the ship. Speaking of ship upgrades, there's lots of other cool upgrades in here that you guys could possibly look at, as well as would you also like to have those cannons installed?
Yes, that will be the first thing I want the crew to do is to store the cannons.
Now, my next question is, how many cannons did you take?
Then we take all 10.
Stand by. The ship had 20 cannons. It had 10 on each side.
Oh, we didn't. That I did. I thought it was 10.
And you guys have a maximum of 8 on each side, is what your ship is sized to for its capacity. And that's 8 like guns. So that includes your ballista, carronades, and cannons. You can only have like 8 things on each side.
Hmm.
Which would be a total of like 16, but like 8 on each side. Right now, your current weapons loadout is that you have 4 ballistas on with that is 2 on each side, and then 6 carronades, 3 on each side. So one ship side has 2 ballistas and 3 carronades, for a total of 4 ballistas and 6 carronades total on your ship.
So
If you want to keep the ballistas for whatever reason, you have enough room for. You have enough room to put 3 guns on each side if you want to keep the ballista. You could make that 5 cannons if you were wish to replace the ballista with cannons.
that would.
You could put 8 cannons on both sides if you decided that you don't want the carronades. Up to you.
That would do a senior officer. For now, we'll put the remaining cannons, the three remaining cannons, and then we have to discuss an officer meeting later about if we want to replace the ballistas or not.
Let's see. Let me look some stats here. Do 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 do. Alrighty. Let's see. Ballista. Let's see. Ballistas require 2 gunners. They have 50 HP. They do 200. Sorry, 200. They do 2d10. Not 200. 2d10 of damage. They have a range of 50, 225, and 500. They take 2 rounds to load. They have a misfire chance of 1. They are efficient, and they have the efficient property and the siege property. The cannons, which, if I remember correctly, they were medium cannons. Yes, they were medium cannons. The medium cannon, by comparison, also requires 2 gunners, but it has 120 hit points instead of 50. It does 4d10 instead of 2d10. Its range increments are 100, 275, and 550 versus 50, 225, and 500. It has the loading. It also takes 2 rounds to load, just like the ballista does, but it does not have the efficient property. It does have the siege property and the loud property, and has a misfire chance of 1. As a reminder, what all that means is loud just means attacks with this weapon are audible within 1,000 feet. So when you shoot that, everybody fucking knows that you're having a party. The loading with a number next to it just says how many rounds it takes to load. The misfire is just if you roll really badly, the gun can jam or be damaged. See, what was it? When an attack roll is made with this weapon and the die roll is equal to or below the misfire score for the weapon becomes misfired. While misfired, it is unusable until an action is taken to repair it. Either a Tinkerer or Smith's Tools check DC 8 plus misfire score. On a success, the weapon is back in working order. On a failure, the weapon is broken. See HP section. Efficient, if a weapon with this property is manned by twice the minimum number, the load time decreases by 1 to a minimum of 0. And then siege weapon, as all weapons discussed in this section count as siege weapons for the sake of double damage to structures and circumventing the damage threshold of ships. So pretty much everything's going to have the siege property on it. But it's one of those things where the medium cannons have a significant higher amount of damage and has much longer range than your ballistas. But one of the main differences between those are the damage and range are one of the main differences. The other main difference is that the ballista can be reloaded faster if you have 4 people instead of 2 people working that ballista. So instead of taking 2 rounds, you could do it in 1 round. So you could fire a ballista every other round if you have 4 people working it, whereas the medium cannon will still take 2 rounds to load no matter how many people are on it, and it still needs a minimum of 2, just like the ballista needs a minimum of 2. So it's one of those things where do you want the better range and damage of your cannons, or would you rather have the faster firing rate of a ballista? Who can say? It's one of those things, do you value more damage or speed? It will depend on whether or not you want to keep the ballista in your rotation. So I'll let you guys make discussions on that.
Yeah.
Now that I've informed you of your information.
Yeah, we have to.
But
Yeah,
I will
like
need
I said,
to know if
we're
that
going,
is being done, because it will take time for those installations to happen.
Yeah, we're going to fill up the remaining for the cannons, and then we'll have to discuss probably throughout the week. We want more power versus speed and silence.
Well, you guys have that discussion in just a second. First, I want to talk to Jim Pan. Jim Pan, is there any magical items that you wanted to buy since everybody else was buying magic items?
No.
No? Okay.
Wait,
Is there any?
Wait, the mage don't want magic items? I'm scared.
Well, he is the sorcerer, so he has spells, as well as I believe Jim Pan has quite a large number of magic items.
Yeah.
That he's acquired in past. But what was I say? Oh. Is there anything anyone wishes to? Is there any kind of store or shop or item or service that anyone wants done while I'm looking at stuff?
Like I said, I'd be going back to the dry cleaner to pick up my Fey ropes. Because I imagine by now it's had time to get cleaned.
Sure.
I'm just having this ship that can just wash my captain.
Go wash my ship captain's jacket. Aye, Captain.
You know my high rank.
And just gets a bucket and a washboard.
You know what I mean.
Why am I just picturing like the hilarious like cliche of like somebody doing the laundry, they put it in hot water and it's supposed to be dry clean only, and then it suddenly shrinks down to like kid size.
Dry clean is not a thing in the fantasy world, so I wouldn't worry about it.
You know what I mean by that joke, right?
Yeah, some more. But is there anything else anyone wants to have done before we move on?
I think I covered myself.
Buy food and water for the ship.
Food and water easily acquired and purchased.
How much was this per day?
Say again?
How much per day?
How much per day?
How many?
We'll say that how many days do you want?
20.
The Duchess will cover that for you because she's cool like that, and totally not because I don't feel like doing that much math.
If I go, I'm just gonna go up the street and get some.
All right.
I wish that in the books they had things for like bulk purchase of large groups of people for like food and shit like that, because it has like trail rations for like an individual per day listed. I'm like, what if there was like 30 people or more and you were trying to get like, you know, ship food for like a whole crew for multiple days? The books don't help you with that one. You got to figure that shit out on your own. It's just like, yikes.